All right. Welcome to the Broski Doodles podcast. And as every Thursday, we bring you the movie review with the crew. Movie review with the crew. Movie review with the crew. You know the review is the crew coming along with the shit you know do. And this week, we got you another Oscar nominated movie for the Oscar series that we've been fucking doing. And this is actually a remake from, I think, 70-something's movie, Dune. And as you can see, our boy John, he don't take this episode and this show lightly. As you've noticed in the Broski Doodles, he excels in the props. And this is not something that is required as per his contract with the Broski Doodles. This is something he does on his own as extra.
He's a method actor. He gets in it.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, this is the type of skills that the Broski Doodles, hones and looks for. So that's why he's here. Because he looks like Harkonnen from Dune. So let me preface this review with, I'm not the type of person to like this type of fucking fantasy Star Wars type movie. It ain't for me. Like, it's hard for me to buy the little story that normally some like, from this land, the land of the Artredes and the Hartrones and the Harkonnens. Like, it is a little bit childish, but I do gotta say, that being said, they do it really well with this movie. Like, this is the way I looked at this film. For a movie that is not the genre that I really like, it really did fucking try its best to get me, fucking involved and invested. There was a lot of factions to remember, a lot of, tribes and different kingdoms and shit. That part was a little tedious. But I guess they have to build this world for you. And
universe.
It's an universe, right? And did this come before Star Wars? Because it felt very Star Wars-ish.
That was the first note that I wrote down. That it looked just like Star Wars. It felt like Star Wars. I'm like, all right, let's get in it. I like Star Wars. I like the sci-fi sort of shit. So as soon as I was in there, I was ready to go. Let me see when Star Wars came out.
When was Dune?
Yeah, I'm taking that shit up.
I feel like it was 1977. I feel like the OG sci-fi stuff is
84.
No,
84. Oh, it was directed by David Lynch. I want to see this movie.
Star Trek was the OG, I think.
Yeah, but Star Trek is very different from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like there's a big difference. Star Trek, to me, I mean, and I don't really watch that one, but Star Trek seems like fake, I mean, it all looks fake to me, but Star Trek specifically looks like, this is like, you could tell it's like people in the 60s and 70s trying to like do some, and I mean, I understand people like it, and but this is just the way that I look at it. I find it to be very, I don't know what's the word, but just cartoonish.
Very cheesy?
Yeah, very cheesy.
All right, so Star Wars was 77 and Dune was 84.
Okay, so this is I don't want to say a ripoff, but it takes a lot of the concepts.
Yeah, it felt like one massive quest.
And like, I'm already putting a face like I don't like. I like the movie, but it is one of these archetypical stories, right? Like The Chosen One. It's very Matrix. It had a lot of Matrix in it. Mm-hmm. Didn't you feel?
Yeah, when he puts on his boot and they're like, holy fuck, how did you know how to do that?
Yeah.
You gotta be the one. And he's like, what? I just put on my shoes.
Yeah, he always
but the way you did it with elegance, you gotta be the one. No one ever put on a shoe like that.
The way you did it, you had a little dance to it, you had a little vibe. We like it.
Don't front, you're the one. Believe it, homie, believe it.
He's like, who's this one?
Yeah, right. Very like he didn't want to believe it, but he knows it. Like I know he felt it. He was being like a little. No, I'm not the one. I mean, I can make you do
Nah.
whatever the fuck I say with my mind, but I'm not the one.
I mean, the one. I said the two, but not the one.
Top three, fine.
I mean,
Top
top three.
three.
Yeah. He was
Fucking
being,
A.
he was a little being hard to get.
Yeah,
How-
and everyone his
how-
whole life is telling him.
how, how does a film that takes place 10,000 and some odd years into the future still manage to feel more primitive than like the feudal times? It felt like it was older than the last duel, like because there's all this quote unquote technology and all this space age whatever, but they live in like a hut made out of clay kind of scenario. Like wouldn't
Yeah,
you show
right.
more technological advances at that point? Look at the doctor. The doctor was like, you're fine. Like, wouldn't you just have like a machine that cures cancer like at that point in time, like at 10,000 years into the future? Like, or that like a machine that treats you for your ailments, you know?
Mm. I
That's
mean,
true, because
I get
actually,
you, but to give them a little credit, I mean, like, what? How would you depict 10,000 years into the future, John? Here
I
talking
mean,
the
it also
mad
depends.
shit.
Like, I
I
am
see where
from the
John's coming
future,
from.
right?
It felt like a Mad Max as opposed to like something
Exactly. It felt
futuristic.
post-apocalyptic future.
Yeah, but like you see that in Star Wars too, right? Don't they have some people that live in fucking huts too?
Right.
Tatooine.
But they also have the light.
What?
Tatooine.
In Tatooine.
I never seen them, so I don't know.
Oh man.
No, but the thing is, no, but that is you know, I'm just fucking with you. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here, but that is a thing that you see a lot in futuristic movies where they try to. I don't know. I think it's like an aesthetics thing where it looks cool to have futuristic shit contrasted with some like all that shit. You know how you see this also with that punk what's the shit called, steampunk thing, where it's like it's the future but it's also like in the back, and you see that happen with other things where it's like you want to retain some things from the past, you know, like in Matrix, you know, like the second one and the third one, the Resistance, they wear like the way that they dress is very tribe like, and it's almost like to contrast with like the ship. You have this very metal ship, but then you also have like a guy with like leather, like almost looks like a tribeman. But I do get you, like you would think they would look a lot more. And they do this in Star Wars too. The Obi Kenobi, don't they have like fucking robes and shit? Look like they're fucking doing jujitsu and this shit. Come on, dude.
Obi Kenobi.
Obi Kenobi's bitch ass.
Obi Kenobi.
Yeah, it's not very conducive outfit for fighting.
Yeah, but I get what you mean though. I get what you mean. Like it is true, but you know, on the other hand, one thing that I did notice with this movie, and this is something I wanted to talk about later, but you already came up, is that it does show that even if we progress in the future and we have technology and you know, we're still humans and we're still pieces of shit, and we're still gonna be fighting each other for some piece of land that has a resource. Like at the end of the day, that's the message that I got from the movie, and I'm pretty sure it has a lot more than that. But to me, it was like, man, no matter what machines we create, what technologies we design, it's always gonna come down to fucking up somebody so that we could get the place where the gold is, or where the fucking spice is, where whatever the fuck it is, the oil.
Right. They call it spies, but it's just a movie about the war in Iraq.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, definitely. We care, like we're all greedy pieces of shit.
Well, I mean, what you're saying,
I
Adrian,
mean, like,
I don't know all the stories and the ins and outs in the Middle East and shit, but the movie felt very much like oh, this is happening or happened somewhere there with some power, some shit, because it was very much like the local people get fucked over by the people that come after, and then, you know,
Right.
and then
Exploiting the land and the people for resources
right,
to make the rich richer.
which is almost like Avatar too, right? That's like what Avatar is too. Don't they go to some place so that we can get the fucking grass or whatever the fuck they... And it's always like the locals, they have special powers because, you know, and this one they get blue eyes. Very convenient, they get blue eyes. What the fuck? like in a real world scenario, the exposure to the fucking spices will probably make you blind. But in this movie, the long exposure, yeah, it gives you Brad Pitt eyes. It's just what it is.
You have radioactive sexy eyes.
Yeah.
And
You see, and then you have Javier Bardem. Javier Bardem is like, yes, yeah, you know, when you come to my tribe, you know, you get the blue eyes and you get a big dick. When you when you sniff the spice for so long, you get a big dick, and you get
like a horse.
and you start developing a very sexy foreign accent. You know, the one I have is a very like, you know, like from Spain. You know, a very big dick. Dude, but some things were very fucking like. I understand how they want to create this world where like they want to make you imagine like, look, imagine a world where people have customs that you didn't even think were even possible. Like that, I understand they wanted to take that to the extreme where like imagine a world that's so different from the one you live in, where like you know. But then like the part where like they're spitting on like some bowl to make coffee, it's like, yo, bro, come on, man, I can't. I don't know how.
Either you're advanced or not.
Yeah, exactly. We're either making iPhone 20s or we're spitting on motherfuckers. Like, what are we doing?
Oh man.
He's like, why are you spitting? Oh no, it's a sign of
Respect.
Respect. He's like, well, maybe then maybe we should take their fucking land because what the fuck?
What the fuck
They're
is
still
this
spitting.
Yo, fuck your couch, fuck your land, go spit over there with the
fuck your sand shit.
Yeah, fuck your. Yeah, so I don't know. That part to me was funny. The worm. Don't you feel like they made the worm be something so big that it's like it almost became irrelevant? It's like nobody can fight it. It's just like a thing. It's like so huge. Like how does it even fit? Like how does it even move without the whole? No, I guess the dunes are big enough for them to.
No,
but
I
it's
didn't
like
see the whole movie. But did they explain how that worm is going underground, and the people of that planet live underground? So does the worm, like when it travels, or like take some people out, like just casualties of life?
No, the worm. I think where they live is like caves that are rock, so he cannot go into the rock. However, this is something that happens at the end, and it is one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, you guys are taking it a little far. At the end, what's the guy? Timothy Chalamet, right? The kid,
Charlemagne the God.
He becomes part of the tribesmen, right? The people of the local sands. And then towards the end, he sees a guy in the distance riding a motherfucking sandworm.
Gangster.
Like he's a fucking jockey. Like, what's good?
Yeah, like a subway surfer.
Yeah, so exactly. And then I understood, like, oh, they fucks with the worms. Like the worms and them, they have like some public transport type treaty. You know,
they coexist.
There's certain stops they go through. But yeah, it is crazy that a worm can, like, I guess you could eat people, but then you could eat a whole ship made of metal. But I guess, you know, we gotta suspend disbelief. I got some notes on this shit. Great graphics and music, very different, very original. And then at the end, I saw the credits, and the guy that makes the music is Hans Zimmer, which is Hans Zimmer, who's like he's the guy that does like put Hans Zimmer. He's gonna show you all the movies that he does. But
German film score composer. Yeah, I mean his name stands out, and for somebody's name to stand out that does that
as a composer,
he does movies.
Gladiator, Interstellar, Dune.
Bro,
yeah, that's it.
Get the fuck out of here.
I want to go see this guy live. The Last Samurai, The Dark Knight.
Bro, get
Dune
the
Part
fuck
2
out of
apparently
here.
is coming out.
Oh my god.
Bro, get the fuck out of here, man.
This guy's only made bangers. All he knows how to do is make bangers.
Bro,
Look,
this guy.
I can keep going.
Keep going. Keep going.
A lot of the movies that he's made are my top 10.
For reals, dude. What's good?
Oh
Tell
He's
me.
my goodness.
He's got the Inception. He's got Dark Knight Rises. He has Dunkirk. He has Pirates of the Caribbean.
What?
He has The Lion King, for fuck's sake. He's got
What?
the Da Vinci Code.
Yo.
He's got
this is-
Rain Man from back
Bro,
in the day. Pearl Harbor.
Bro, has this guy ever met failure?
I can keep
They
going.
they
got
haven't. They
Hannibal.
haven't.
He's
They
got
haven't
Top Gun.
confirmed. They haven't confirmed the cast yet, but he's already in part 2 of this movie.
Right.
the thing-
He's the
well, the
first
thing
one
is-
they get.
Well, but I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, that's the plan. Like, I mean, when you see this movie, it even starts saying part 1. So there's gonna be a trilogy at least,
Yeah.
and he's gonna do all of them, bro. When you
This
look
guy's
at Hans Zimmerman, and bro, let me tell you something. And this has nothing. I mean, this actually has to do a lot with what we're talking about, movies. The score of a movie is so many, like the casual moviegoers. They don't even know what this is doing to them. It's so powerful. It's what makes a movie, bro. There's this series on Netflix that shows you how certain movies were made, and there's a story. I mean, and this happens with many movies. You know that McCulkin movie, Home Alone?
Yep.
That movie almost didn't get made. They had to change the studios and shit. And then at the end, they use all of the money, bro, and they got in debt so they could get one of these huge music guys. It wasn't Hans Zimmerman, but it was like one of the huge guys. And that whole movie, like, dun 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 dun. That whole movie, bro, is a fucking score. Is a music. And when the music and the movie's good, bro, when Gladiator is happening and and you're fucking like, and this.
Now we gotta talk
movie-
about Gladiator.
Yeah, but I mean, we
After
are
the
gonna
Oscars, we'll do all these classics.
yeah, we're gonna do some classics, and we're gonna rewatch these babies because there's some fucking classics. But dude, the music you know what's good? Hans Zimmerman. This is music that he's never done before. Like, it's so weird. It's different. It's like from another planet, and it's like, dan. It's very like Stanley Kubrick when he did 2001 Odyssey, where there's a lot of sounds like, but then very melodic. It makes sense, dude. The music, just the music alone, got me hooked when I was watching this movie.
Damn, dude, I'm gonna go see this guy live.
Now the movie is slow.
Oh, definitely. I fell asleep watching it.
Oh my god, 3 times. Fucking
Every
A.
time.
The fucking movie is a fucking snoozer.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa, of course, being the top dog, big dick energy, keeping it real.
He had the light eyes too, right?
The what?
He might as well had the light eyes,
You
right?
might as well have, yeah. He's been sniffing the spice for a long time.
Yeah. And wasn't it cool? Like the Atreides family, I guess the one we're rooting for, is like the old Atreides guy. He was like a bullfighter, like, so he's like a Spanish house. It's a Spanish house. Like, it almost made me feel like, you know, maybe our Spanish heritage is like, maybe we're Atreides. I don't know. Are we?
10,000 years later, and they still
Or are
have
we?
bulls.
Or are we piece of shit Trader Harkonnen? What the fuck are we?
Maybe we're Imperial.
We're Imperial. What are you, John?
No, House of Trade all the way for sure.
He's a sand person.
I
No,
could be
the ferments.
it was the ferment.
The vermin?
No, the ferments.
It had the
Man.
psychoactive effect.
Bro, you need to have like a cheat sheet to get everything about, like, you know, the different factions, the names of the tribes. But yeah, the ones that lived in the sand were the ferments, the ones that had the blue eyes. And no, yeah, that isn't it a little like, I mean, it's like they never really spoke and explained what the fuck they wanted. Like, it was just like, oh, these lands, you come get the spies and you leave. It's like, okay, but then let's start. What you want? You want 20% of this shit? Like, what's good? Like, what's the deal? It's just always like, and then the other part too, they don't want to make a deal. So it's like, but I mean, I guess the deal is always
We
sucks.
just want you guys to go. Please leave.
Like, man, we ain't leaving, bro. You got all this oil, and we got all these guns. I mean, it's gonna happen, you know. Look at Ukraine. Look at Russia. You think we ain't gonna go and get them spices? Come on.
We've been here 70 years, $10 billion a year. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, get your blue eyes and get the fuck out of here.
They said
Now,
dollars, right?
This is what I think is gonna happen in the
don't
next.
know. It had a
What?
currency. They had like some
Did
sort of
they
currency.
say dollars? They still using dollars 10,000 years from now?
I hope they didn't.
Now,
Because I remember that number. I'm just like, what did they say?
Were they living in Earth?
Oops.
A trade is this is the part that I didn't understand. Where the fuck do they live? Are these different planets? Like,
House Atreides.
yeah.
It's a whole galaxy, bro. Because that's what they were using the spice for. That would get
There's
them
no
from
way-
one galaxy to the other. It's interstellar travel.
No, but the interstellar travel is done through the money they get, not because the spices have interstellar travel. They sell these spices. Like, they literally go
The
out.
spices is what is like the
No.
gasoline.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what
yeah?
that's what I had understood from the movie.
Oh,
That
fuck.
the spice was.
I
that's what
understood.
made-
It had two properties. For the people of the planet, the sand people, it gave them health and like big dick power. And then for the outsiders, they used that in their vehicles to propel them across the galaxy.
Oh, I thought
So they were sniffing that shit.
I thought they sold the spice to other galaxies, and that made them money so they can interstellar travel. But whatever the fuck.
But it was still like the planet's like oil or gasoline so it was the same. It's still the same resource.
Yeah, we get it, John. You want to get geopolitical? It's the oil.
Oh my god!
It reminds me of Chappelle's bit. Oil? We're talking about oil.
I want to fuck up the Harkonnen.
Man, I thought the real badass in that movie was the lady with the veil.
Oh, the
witch.
the Black Witch.
The witch. The witch.
The wicked witch of the
Black
east.
She tells
and then she was
Timothy,
part of-
Charlemagne the God, to put his hand in there.
What was in the box?
I don't know. I guess like lasers, bro. Fucking laser beams.
He's like, this is the box of pain. It was just pain.
Yeah, and it's just pain. He had some pretty good acting.
Yeah, I know he did good.
I feel like part of this movie was like broken promises, like where they'd show you like what could be or what was going to happen, but they never showed it. Like, but obviously, now that I know that there's going to be a part 2 and hopefully a part 3, it makes me feel a little bit better. But if that would have been like a standalone movie where it ended right there, I would have been really upset because it led to nowhere. It just led to the part where they meet up with the tribe, and then
it
he's having flashbacks.
It literally gets to the part where the movie starts. That's where the movie ends. The movie ends where the movie starts.
Exactly.
And it's the same feeling. The
I'm
same
like,
feeling you get
what
with
the fuck?
like the first Lord of the Rings movie. When the movie ends, it's like, oh, he's just starting. So the movie ends with him realizing, oh, I gotta go on a journey. Oh, that's what the fuck. And I understand for the fans, like,
all right, guys, let's go.
Hey, by the way, guys, so we're gonna start an adventure. So next year, when the next movie comes out, you'll see the adventure. No, for now, we're just planning the adventure. No adventure yet.
But 3 hours of planning a fucking adventure.
The party planning stage.
I'll watch them, especially just the music, Hans Zimmer, man. You know, just for the OG and the music. Mm-hmm. But we gotta admit, this is a movie that's for the fans that really like this type of shit, and that you sort of get involved and invested because they do snooze it up and go detail by detail. I feel like I don't know. Like when I see John Bautista, I feel like it has to be like one of these like Fast and the Furious movies. Like, and in this movie, because I kind of respect the movie and it feels serious, he looks so like out of place for me. Just because he looks like, I still picture him in the zombie movie. Like, I don't know. But
well, he's made a name for himself that way. I guess he's trying to get out of it and become a serious actor.
How many thousands of years have passed? How many galaxies they've traveled? How many different planets there are? And they all speak English. There's no like alien language, and the book's like in some sort of alien language, but he's talking
No,
English.
no, no, no,
I'm
no, no.
like,
But they
yo, like,
no, 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 no. The Furmans they used to sometimes talk to each other in their own language.
right,
No,
okay, the Furman, yeah, they would like have like a dialect or like a different like
right.
but just a Furman, and then I think also the Imperium had like a language
Well, John, I don't
that
want to
was
be reading
that,
subtitles for a made up language.
No, no, but they did show they did
but
show like there were another word too, the Sarkotars. They also had their own language. It's just that yeah,
the
I guess
Harkonnen,
no no
no,
the other ones, the ones that you don't remember, the ones that has scratch on their face that's betrayed, the Sarkotars,
Sarduis?
the Sarduis. But anyways, bro, what I'm trying to say is that yeah, they did show many people talking different languages, but indeed, John, to prove your point, they did all learn English so that they can make this movie work.
so they can communicate.
In 10,000 years from now, everyone's still talking English.
Yeah.
So we beat the Chinese.
What up? But it makes sense,
guess.
right? I mean, if today English is a language that everybody sort of speaks as a second language, if it was not your first, in 10,000 years, it's like, bro, come on. I'm pretty sure in those years they're not
So
even
we
gonna have
do
the
win
British.
the China battle, right?
Well, hopefully it's a China-Russia battle.
Seems like.
Do you think that if the aliens like ever like invade, do they learn English to talk to us, or do we have to learn their language to talk to them? Type shit.
Bro,
Bro,
they're learning our language.
They're learning our language, bro. When
God
the
damn
aliens, when the,
God,
It's
damn.
America. I'm learning this, boy.
This is the
when the-
United States of America.
when the aliens
You in Texas
invade
now,
us,
alien bitch.
I'll chop you up and barbecue up, put you in the grill.
Better act right.
No, but
I done call me some gator.
I think that I mean some other notes here that I had. Oh, bro, what? Bro, this is. I don't know if you guys are taking notes when we watch these movies. Well, some of you aren't even watching the movie, so I don't even know if the notes are being taken because it's so important. The fucking wasps were sick.
The ornithopter. Oh yeah, the
Oh yeah, I put that as a note. I was gonna. Would that design make sense in real life?
No, it was
I wanted
fucking
to ask
retarded.
you, John, since you
No.
design planes and shit.
it felt more like a dragonfly than a wasp, really.
It was a dragonfly.
Oh my
I mean,
bad.
It makes sense for the dragonfly.
Then maybe I don't know what a
station.
wasp is. I think I don't know what a wasp is.
At first, when you said wasp, I thought you were talking about the little thing that was gonna kill Timothy.
the hunter killer.
Yeah, that shit was pretty
Oh,
sick.
the hunter killer is literally the helicopters, but smaller.
No,
I want to be like
I think
I want to be like a little wasp.
Does it make sense? It makes sense for like for stability to be in the same space for a long time, kind of like helicopters, you know.
like I had.
You
Yeah,
know-
well, it
you
is
know-
the equivalent of a helicopter.
You're not saying anything, John. It makes sense. It makes sense for the physics in this movie. It makes sense. In this made-up world
fuck.
that they're made, where these machines work,
yes.
it makes sense.
Where they all speak
Well, it's
English.
weird because they don't want vibrations, right? And that's all that thing does. You figure they would move silently in the skies.
I mean, this is
Because
the thing,
the
right?
vibration is the grounding.
Yeah, you eventually
I
have to
think-
land.
We're starting to nitpick a movie that's not real, you know. Like, where do we stop?
Oh, yes, no, I was wondering if that helicopter idea would ever be a thing here.
we could try.
No, bro. Like to me, it seems
really.
really inefficient and unnecessary, and it's so hard to make a motherfucking thing go like. I'm pretty sure a helicopter is just like the best design for what we're trying to do, but I tell you something. Even though it look a little, sometimes it look like, bro, what the fuck are you really? I did appreciate the fact that they're trying to take you, to a world where everything's different, So if you would have seen some helicopters, you wouldn't be like, ah, nah, they're in Montana. This ain't no fucking other. They're in fucking Nebraska. You know what I mean?
I did like how like when they were flying and then they wanted to like dip, they would just fold the wings and then like it would just like fall and then it open up again. That was pretty sick. That was sick as fuck.
No, it was sick as hell, man. I loved it. I love those
That's
little
all clearly
wasps.
CGI, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't.
Sure.
Those we haven't.
I know, bro. I know it doesn't exist, but like I'm sure they're sitting
there
in
might be
something.
like a floor
Everything
model,
looks so
maybe.
seamless.
Yeah.
No, bro. This is the thing. This is another thing that got me, that didn't get me in other movies like Star Wars and shit. When I see them, I'm like, bro. The graphics were on point. Like this is when I saw this movie, I was like, this is the next generation graphics. Like this is the graphics that you don't have to suspend any belief. Like it all looks the part. Maybe in 20 years we're gonna look back at it and be like, no, I don't think so. I think it's gonna hold the time. It just looks so good and it looks so crisp, so fucking.
Everything's
thing,
seamless.
bro.
It's beautiful.
Bro, like this is the thing. I'm not even invested in the fucking story. To be honest, I think it's whatever story, but the visuals, the music is so good that just for that, I liked it.
Dude, the force fields that they had, the little wristwatch and shit.
Oh, those was gangster.
Yeah. Yo, hey, let me like I also have a note here. Okay, so let me get this straight. We established the fact that the Asian guy betrayed the people, and then they started the whole war started because of the Asian guy bringing down the sensors or whatever and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the guy gets taken into the room, the Asian guy gives him a little pellet, like a cyanide pill in his tooth, and he's like, just hold on to this. You might need it so that if they're like torturing you or something, I don't know, or whatever, you can just off them or whatever. So did the Asian guy have a feeling, or did he feel like, maybe they might screw me over on this deal, so fuck them, and he gave this guy the little cyanide pill? If that were the case, then why even do that whole scenario?
No, because the Asian guy, the doctor, he's trying to win both things. So he's sort of stuck in a situation where he has to betray the Atreides because they're fucking with his family, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he's like, look, I'm gonna give you this little poison, and the poison is not to off himself, Epstein style. He tells him, this is gonna be your last breath, but if you're with the right person, it will also be his last breath, or the emperor. He even says when you're with the emperor himself or whatever the fuck, the big dog. So he did mean to, because this is the thing. He wanted to be like, look, I did the deed, I betrayed him, give me back my family, and then you get killed. Oh, I didn't know about that. I
didn't know about that.
Like I did my part. I don't know if this, no, but it is true. That was his plan. Which pretty much was gonna work, but the fucking fat guy lived. I don't know how the fuck he didn't die. Which, by the way, I felt like that guy. Like I feel like I'm that guy. Like I feel like I'm Harkonnen King himself. Like
the Baron.
that's his name, the Baron.
Let me see what his name was.
Which, by the way, the actor is this actor and producer who's really, really like successful, and he's produced a bunch of movies. He's a very
Stellan Skarsgård.
That was a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe I don't know. No, I was thinking of
Swedish
Albert Brooks.
actor.
I was thinking Albert Brooks. Never mind. But
He was
yeah,
in
like
Good Will Hunting. He was in Chernobyl.
oh yes, Chernobyl. He's the captain, or this is something that they do, and I don't know if this is how it's gonna be in the future. No matter how good technology is, Star Wars, this movie, they always find an excuse to have man-to-man combat. And like I don't know, like in 10,000 years, is that really like wouldn't we just have like fucking like they have knives and shit? It's almost like, yeah, like today we don't even have that. I mean, kind of, not anymore.
Right.
So in 10,000 years, we're still gonna be like, or I don't know. Does that say something about us humans? Like we kind of go for that because we're still animals and we want to contact the flesh combat, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just for cinematic purposes. Because by then
Yeah.
you just have nukes. Well, we already have nukes, but
Yeah,
like
because I mean,
more advanced
how
ones.
exciting a movie is if it's just like movie ended.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen Jarhead?
I might have, but I can't remember right now. I know it's with this
What?
guy, the actor. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the scenes was that they're all snipers, right? And they're all like excited for war and they want to get their first kill because they're all crazy fucked. But by the time they get to the battle scene, they already have drones that are killing the enemy. So they're never going to see any sort of excitement because the war is just always happening way ahead of them. So,
Ah, okay. Yeah. So I guess the realistic version of it is just a boring movie.
yeah. Exactly.
Um. Now this is the thing. Can a movie win an Oscar when it's not a complete movie? Because this is something that and I know it's unfair to it. It's unfair to the movie. I cannot give the Oscar to this movie based on the cinematics and the music alone, even though it's amazing, because the movie has to have like a powerful like story. And as of yet, and I don't know, you know, tell me I'm wrong, punch me in the face if I'm not wrong. As of yet, this movie, it hasn't failed, but it hasn't succeeded either in telling me a fucking, you know, fulfilling story. It's just a journey that has started and I'm liking it. And I don't know if I can give an Oscar to that.
Can you give it an
Yeah.
Oscar for best cinematography or best sound or best like music?
Yeah, that I can. Actually, I would dare to say, without having seen the rest of the movies, I'll give this movie the Oscar for the music, whatever, you know, the score. I don't know what it's called, but the sound, the
Yeah, I don't think you can
cinematography.
give
I
it.
don't know.
You can't give it an Oscar for that, dude, because it's an incomplete story. There's no way. It's like you're comparing movies to a series. There should be a series.
Right. So, like, if this movie goes for Best Picture, the Best Picture Oscar, I wouldn't give it to it.
No, we already
Maybe,
reviewed better ones,
Yeah.
yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe
up
let's
to
see
now,
like
I'm still with Nightmare Alley, but
Same,
but
same.
but I mean, I don't want to, you know, cut it off for the. So yeah, like I felt like this movie, if it just wouldn't make sense to give it an Oscar just yet. I guess you could argue that it's so new. Well, it's not really new; it's a remake, but it's so well made that you could say. But yeah, maybe would you say the third one, when the story ends, can really battle an Oscar?
we would have to see once it gets there if it's worth, you know, like it does have a lot of potential. We need to see the execution and how it gets there and how the story progresses. I would definitely like to see Dave Bautista out there, you know, doing his thing.
Are you curious about watching the 1984 version?
It
Not really.
it kind of has piqued my curiosity a little bit to see what it is that how the story was portrayed back then, and see if they had a complete movie versus
Right.
this one.
Do you prefer them being more concise and giving me a shorter length, Or do you prefer being dragged on with this and just giving me more content and whatever? I'll eat it, even if it's slow. Like, would you say like this type of story? Okay, look, it's 3 movies. Each of them lasts 3 hours. I mean, I guess, but I also find there is credit to a movie that can do it in fucking 90 minutes. I miss an hour and 30-minute movie. That was something I wrap my hand around, sitting down for an hour and 30 minutes concentrating on a movie. I recently saw one that was that long, and I was amazed. The Hunt.
That's the problem that we're having with these reviews.
Even
we're like, all right, 2
hours.
movies, but hey, this 2.5 each one. Don't mind.
Oh
and
my!
And bro, it's hard even on the good movies to stay hooked, like to stay there for so long.
I think for this one it makes sense because they want to build up the story and the world for the next ones. But damn, dude, it was tough. It was tough to sit through. I had to watch it in parts, and I started to interested.
But I feel like with the whole flashbacks and the flash forwards that this guy had, the whole movie's there. Like you basically saw the whole movie before it's even come out.
What do you think is a movie?
Like the whole battle with the Sand People in that part where it's like you see like an epic battle with Sand People versus the Imperium in the sand, and then some guy doing some ninja tricks like flipping back forth, stabbing some motherfuckers.
Which is Charlemagne.
And then he opens his face and it's Charlemagne the God. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
So Charlemagne's just like a massive spoiler to his own movie.
Yeah, to his own movie. Like I wanted to see that. I was like, yo, we're gonna get to see this at the end. Holy shit! Yeah, we just met the Sand People.
It's
bye.
Like,
yo, what the fuck?
It's like, yeah, you're gonna get to see this in 2025.
and he has so many different like flashbacks of the same scene changing in so many different ways, and it's never what he imagined. So is he really like a savant or like a person that divines the future? It's not happening that way.
As of now, he has the power of dreaming things that are very vaguely related to shit that happens to him. Which is, I think, everyone.
There's a knife. Someone's getting blood drawn.
Yeah.
We don't know who.
Yeah.
It could be anybody in your dream.
Yeah.
Even your mom.
And we live in wartime, so that's sort of like what happens. So.
Oh my god.
I mean, now that we gave praise to the movie, let me give it a little shit. It is fucking slow at times, and it's like, come on, man, get to some fucking action, like it's a snoozer to be honest. And the mom is always scheming on some shit. I don't like her. I don't like the way she portrays.
She set
herself.
him up to go talk to the lady with the black dress and the veil.
Well, she set him up to the point where, like, if he fails, he dies.
Yeah, right. She's like, "Hey, go talk to my friend. She's here. She's gotta talk to you about something."
And then he puts him in, and then she leaves, and then she leaves the room's like, peace.
And she's guarding it too. Nobody's coming here. You're gonna either die or live.
With that part, I feel like the Black Witch told her, like, did the command thing, like, go get him, do this and that, and she was doing it like against her will. Like she had to stay there because she told her to stay there, not because she was actually guarding. Like not that she wasn't gonna protect her son, but she was under the witch's command.
That scene was so much like the Oracle scene in the Matrix. Like this movie, bro, straight up was like the Matrix, Star Wars, and what's another one that was in the Matrix altogether? Yeah, Mad Max.
Mad Max, Matrix, Star Wars.
Okay, like I said, I already praised it. I'm gonna get invested. I'll watch it and all that shit. But bro, it's a lot of this recycle story where it's like there's this thing and there's some people that see some shit and that have some like powers, and they've been saying for centuries one guy will come and will fuck everybody up and
one ring to rule them all.
Yeah, it's very much like all the fuck, and there will be this battle at the end and we're gonna feel like we're gonna lose, but then we're gonna have this little power that comes out of nowhere, and then of course Zendaya and this guy, they're gonna fuck and they're gonna have blue-eyed babies that have a perfect tan. Yeah, like I get it.
That's another thing. Zendaya, the entire movie, like teasing to her showing up at some point in time, and she shows up in the last 15 minutes of the movie.
And shit. I mean, not shit, but it's like I was expecting a lot more.
Exactly.
She's just like, by the way,
Like she's on that poster. She's like, oh, like one of the main characters in the
I would
movie.
have fucked you up anyways. So
Oh my god. At times the movie even felt like when the whole scene with the Harkonnen, it vaguely reminded me of like the Mario Brothers with the Koopas and stuff like that. Like very
yes,
vaguely. Because of the
yes,
setting, because of the aesthetic.
yes. And very much like the Baron is some like atrocious motherfucker that's like half man, half like
Pig.
wobble. Yeah, yeah. It's very much like
That's
like
literally that's the Baron Harkonnen. Like that's not even just any Baron. Like it's the name of Harkonnen is his name. So I'm assuming that the other guy his name is also Atreides.
well, that's her last
What's
name.
his name?
That's her last name.
What's his name?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac's character guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing that was like weird to me, they attack Atreides when they're in what's that fucking in the Dune? What was that place called? Arrakis, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like and they destroy Arrakis. But don't you need Arrakis, the city itself, with the fucking spice generators? Like it's almost like if the Harkonnens wanted to go back to get their spice, they fucked up their whole situation there. Like, you feel me?
But he said that they left it all fucked up regardless. So I'm pretty sure they took all the best equipment and they could probably rebuild that shit on their own anyways.
All right then. I thought I had a good argument there.
That's what I felt like.
You just demolished it.
With those fucking bombs that they threw.
Didn't you feel a little like when they were having like when they're like, look, the shit that they left us, we can't work with it. Part of me like left the world of that I was living and came back to like, yo, bro, the mayor of fucking like Miami-Dade, whatever, like we have no buses. We have like it felt like it was like a local like like a local whatever the fuck thing, like a battle between. It's like the last mayor, they didn't leave anything. All the cop cars are fucked. Now we have to repair the back streets. The fucking bridge is fucked, and we don't even get the funding that we need. It felt very much like that.
Why would they do this?
The homeless people are in the streets, and we need to change the law.
They deliberately did this to see us fail.
Oh, and when the worms, like they have the little machine collecting the dust, and it's like, okay, so what happens now? Well, a worm can come and fuck them up. All right, so what's the plan? Oh, we attach some balloons. Have you seen the movie Up? Pretty much. We balloon it out of trouble, and then we balloon it back somewhere else. It felt very much like Mario Kart, like. Like I thought they had like a better plan. So I know we're gonna attach balloons to the machine, and we're gonna fly until the worm is gone, and then we'll balloon it back.
No, I don't want to watch the rest of this movie, but I kind of have to. Yeah, I'm gonna see the rest of it because I know there's gonna be more of them, and we're gonna talk about them in the future. So.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nominated for an Oscar. I want to see what the hype is about. It's partly nominated just because of the music score and because of all the beautiful landscapes and shit like that. But story-wise, yes, nothing out of the ordinary.
And what was that little lamp that Chalamet the God had in the tent? What did it do? I don't understand what that did.
It allowed him to see the dust.
It allowed him to see the dust.
Which was like a little bit like COVID too.
No, but not the lamp that lit up. The like the thing that he like a little vacuum or some shit.
A little flashlight.
Oh no, that one it
yeah, like a little flashlight.
It blew air forward so that they could get out of the sand.
I guess lonely in the planet, John. Sometimes you gotta,
hey, bro.
take care of business.
10,000 years later.
Hey, bro. the dunes get lonely and sad at night.
It's just a world full of sand.
Do you guys have any
Damn.
other notes or things that you have without
Nah.
mentioning?
Well, I gotta finish the movie, and I gotta ride.
All right.
Yeah, same here.
Well,
Bro.
that was we'll leave it up to there. Before you guys leave, I'm gonna give this shit a 7.5. What do you give it, John?
I mean, it was pretty solid. I did like it. If you would have told me that this was a standalone movie, I would have hated life. Like you made me watch this for 2.5 hours to end at nothing, and I would give this like a 1. But the fact that the fact that that it is a part of a trilogy, or at least part of like two, like if it's part 1, part 2, okay, let's see what happens with part 2. 7.58 on one. It's pretty good. The cinematography is good. The score is good. Even the action scenes are really good. I want to see more. I want to see more of this before
Adrian?
I can say like it's good.
I gotta finish it. Right now I'm at a 6.5, but I'm halfway through, so
Oh, that's right.
I'm not even.
Yeah, the
All right,
slow
but
part.
damn. I like to hear that you guys have a solid review, better than King Williams,
King
Williams.
King whatever the fuck.
King
Yeah,
Smith,
Richard.
King Will Smith.
King Will Smith.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the Broski Doodles. Share the shit. Fucking leave a comment and tell us what you guys like about this movie series. And if you want any other movies that you would like us to review, we're gonna try to do a lot of these. So take care. Peace out.